You know, before we get into your playlist and stretch out into music and nerd out about music, how are you finding the compartmentalization of that energy now that you're not traveling and touring and running around doing 1,000 things?
Yeah, man. As I say, it really does hit you in the face. Um, because like I am mental all the time. I'm always wanting to do something, whether it be music related or comic related or film. I'm always got to keep myself busy because otherwise I figure out like I go to the dark places in my brain. Do you know what I mean? As I say, I'm just trying to put every kind of ounce of my being into the music, into the shows, into connecting with my fan base. I think if people kind of know my fan base, and I call my family really, the way we can communicate with each other isn't like from a mutual like love of just music. It's like Youngblood is an ideology for each other that we connect to. Because when I first came out, I was being a Youngblood to kind of get all my insecurities, this like simmering pan that had been going on all my life, but I'm not angry anymore. You know what I mean? Because I've felt love and I've felt acceptance for like the first time.
What is weird about, man?
I had the weirdest 18 months of my life. Like, I nearly lost my mom in a car accident. I fell in love. I felt heartbreak. We got really big really quickly, and we were like, what? And I felt like I was walking down the pavement, and everything underneath me was like continually shape shifting, and I was trying to like not fall down the cracks. And I remember we played Brixton Academy, and just before that, I was touring. I was really like anxious all the time, and I couldn't figure out why. Because we were playing like incredible shows, and we were going all over the world, and we are like, wow, we're like really lucky to do this. But then Brixton Academy came, and like 2 years before, like my guitar player and my drummer, we were in the tiniest shoebox, a 3 bedroom flat, three of us in a 2 bedroom flat, looking at like Kasabian play Brixton Academy and going like, if we get there, it'll all be fine. It'll all be all right. And then after the show, I remember I was cause we were in a hotel, I was in a hotel room, and I was sat there and I was just like, this has been the weirdest, craziest, beautiful, topsy-turvy, twist and turn 18 months of my life, but I think it's all going to be all right. After the tour, I went to my granddad retired in Spain. And after the tour, I was like, I'm going to go stay with my granddad. And I was like, can I build a studio in your basement? And my granddad's like he's like 70 years old musician. I think took too much acid in the 70s, you know what I mean? So he's like crazy and like hippie and whatever. And I built a studio in his basement, and I wrote the song, sat on his roof, and I recorded it with my producer. I started writing the demo and recording the demo in his basement.
The Cure are just one of those bands that once you fall in love with them, they become an obsession. What's your Cure story?
My dad and my granddad used to play him a lot in the house because they loved Britpop and they loved like new wave and they loved all that stuff. So I grew up on like Oasis, Stone Roses, Depeche Mode, Susie Sue.
Wow, you got lucky.
Dude, it was weird, man. It was kind of like, because I think there's such like a pride to be British kind of alternative thing. And my dad ran a guitar shop when I was younger, so he would always out every time I'd finish school and go work in a guitar shop when I was like 13, and they'd always have these on. But it wasn't until I saw Robert Smith was I fell in love with it.
Well, you had to play some Travis Scott in there. I mean, we didn't have to spend too much time gassing Travis because I feel like every day I spend at least an hour of my life talking to somebody about how sick Travis Scott is.
I literally put him in the same categories as the Sex Pistols, as Marilyn Manson, as Lady Gaga, as Bowie. Do you know what I mean? Of these artists that would like just find their own lane and be like, do you know what? I'm just gonna build enough of a crowd around it that you're gonna have to listen. You know what I mean? I really respect that. And the song we're about to play is like, I took really heavy influence from the coloring of this for the weird video that's coming out. I really like was inspired by it, and I really kind of was like, whoa, that's amazing. You know what I mean? And I love Travis, man. He's kind of like, he's so punk.
How's the completion of the project going? I mean, we have Weird now, but I mean, where are we at? What's the progress?
The album in its entirety for my head is done. I've been in. I came back from Australia at the end, at the beginning, middle of January, and I just literally went into the hall with my best friends in LA. I'd written some stuff already, but I wanted to record it with the same crew. Because anybody knows me, genre-wise, it's never going to have a continuity. You know what I'm saying? Kind of continuity doesn't exist in terms of genre with me. As long as it's good, as long as it's real, as long as it's authentic, I'll put it out. But the sounds we were using, I wanted to come from the same five souls.
And what about collaboration? Because you're a collaborative guy. I mean, have you lined anything up on the album? Have you got some things sitting in the cooker?
Primarily for this one, I wanted it to be kind of like, this is me, because I kind of see this as like, kind of in like a new era of me, and kind of almost like the debut album of the Dom I am now.
When we saw each other not long ago, we saw each other at Coachella, and you and Ashley were hanging out at that point. And I remember me and my family saying afterwards, because we're really fond of Ashley, like she's a good person.
Oh, she's the best, man.
And we were saying what a great couple you guys made and how sweet you guys were. And she was super complimentary about you, even when I saw her recently. And it must be nice to know that you can cross paths with other artists, and it actually adds value to your life. It's not just adding value to other people's stories.
Absolutely, man. We were best. You know what I mean? We were best friends. Like, I think the way when you meet another artist who feels and thinks in the same way as you, like, do you know what I mean? When I first met her, she glowed to me. Like, she literally glowed because she had the same ideology as me. Do you know what I'm saying? She believes in equality and unity and love. You know what I'm saying? I think to find people who believe and identify with love and acceptance and equality and happiness, and the statement that everybody deserves happiness, it kind of makes your brain go, whoa, because you find people who think in a similar way to you. And even I relate that back to my fan base as well, my family. Like, the reason we are so strong is because of this ideology that you single-handedly make me feel like it's all right to be myself and it's all right to belong on this planet.
You guys still close? You still talk to each other? You still stay
absolutely, in touch? Absolutely, man. We do. I just think we kind of cheers, man. We had a bond that was like so strong. Like, you can't lose that. Do you know what I mean? No matter what happens.
You're only probably 6 or 7 miles away from where I'm at right now, but it feels like a lifetime away in the current climate.
It really does. It's very weird.
How are you finding that side of things, staying close to people?
It's a time to tell people you love that you love them as much as you can, I think, and it's kind of good because I'm calling my mom a lot more. I'm calling my family a lot more, and I'm really staying in touch with my fan base. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm FaceTiming a lot of them, and I'm going on live as much as I can, just because in hard times, kind of hope will always prevail.